Hi.
Generally, when we all started, there was a general belief. People thought that it was a hoax. People felt they were not being sincere. The first challenge we had was about the requirements. A lot of people were not able to meet up with the requirements, but they sat us down because there was an interactive session during the in-house training, and they sat us down and they told us and explained to us why they needed to get those requirements, and those explanations were quite understandable. They explained to us, and so for people who, that was really a major C for some people, because whether you like it or not, there were people who would be in it for their personal gain, and on that level they would just feel that, okay, these days are too serious for me, let me just go ahead with my own business, so a lot of people, some people, some people were dropped on that level, but the requirements were not really strict to me, because all they needed was something to, the most important of them was the guarantors, and they explained why we needed to have a guarantor. The state officer told us that if nobody can sit down to say, I can vouch for you, then it means that our money, our equipment we want to get for you is not safe. That was a kind of personal protection, in case of, other things that might come up. So it was a good one. And then we had this fear that we were not being sincere, And then sometimes, personally, I will find out, has anybody got this loan? Because we have a forum where we talk, and say no. But I just knew that I was making progress. After every stage, I will move on to the next one. So I was not really bothered, And then finally, I got it. And when I got it, I had to make sure that I told a lot of people, some of my friends, that, see, this thing is real. There was a day someone came into my facility and he said, how did I set this up? And I explained to him that it was a Bank of Industry loan. And he said, oh, no, so Bank of Industry is now working. I just smiled, because I understood what he was trying to say. So they told us, see, you guys should understand that this is how this Bank of Industry survives. If we don't give out loans, then we would have gone out of the market a long time ago. So it was, they just told us that they were working, and it was just another means of proving that to the whole world that they mean what they mean business.
What's the loan tenure?
I got a 5 million naira loan that is supposed to last for 5 years with 6 months moratorium at an interest of 9% per annum.
How did you develop your business plan?
I'd always had a bankable business plan. In fact, I'd gone around a couple of people to ask for support, financial support. I've gone around a couple of people to ask for, I've always wanted them to invest in my business. I've had one or two excuses from them, but that didn't deter me. I still had my proposal with me. So when the opportunity from Bank of Industry came up, it was something that had always been with me. I'd always had it. You wake me up in the middle of the night, I can really work forward. So it was just an opportunity that met my preparation in that sense.
So tell me, how did you source the initial fund to start this business? Because I also know that the Bank of Industry would love people who are already practicing, so that they can support them. So give me a sense of how you started and how you got into the scheme where the Bank of Industry supported you.
Since graduation, I've always wanted to do something for myself. I've always wanted to work for myself. And then, so every idea that I've had and all of my thoughts have been channeled towards that. And so I've worked in 1 or 2 private clinics, and then, but after then, I've always had it in mind, or during those times, I've always had it in mind to start up my own business or dental clinic soon. And so once the opportunity came, I was prepared for it.
Now, fulfilling the requirements of securing loans from the Bank of Industries, that point where a lot of people fall out. I'd like you to explain to me the requirements of the Bank of Industry for this loan and how you went about fulfilling those requirements.
I saw the advert around May 2016, and then I put in for it. I knew it was an opportunity, it was a very good one that I needed to make use of. Although the reply didn't come immediately because it took a while and there were several stages involved in it. Until the final selection, you were not sure if your proposal would be accepted. The first stage was in the application. You needed to apply for it. It was an online application. You would answer several questions online, and at the end of it, you click on the submit button. And after I did that, I waited for a while, for several weeks, because there was an instruction that people who eventually get to be picked or whose application gets to be picked will be contacted. So I waited for several weeks, and then on the fateful day I got a mail that my application had been accepted. All right, so they told us that we needed to wait for some time and that they would get back to us for a round of training. The first round of training was an online training where we needed to spend a minimum of 6 hours online to get the training done. It was an everyday training. We had assignments, we had instructors, we had different topics on management, basically, of business, and it was basically a business management school, and it was organized by AMI, Africa Management Initiative, with their headquarters in Kenya. And so every day you had to log in and then listen to the instructor online, print out, download your assignments, print them out, and submit them back online. And there were several topics, about 16 or so of those topics that we had to go through throughout that duration. So we went through them, and then you had to finish up all the topics if you wanted to still go on ahead in the process. After some time, we were told to proceed. We were sent a mail to move to the next stage. That was the in-house training. It was a 6 weeks in-house training, and
where was this?
Well, there were several regions in Southwest. I think all over the country too. So, but in the application, there was an aspect of it where they asked us to fill where we wanted our training to be. After that, waited for a reply, and then I got a mail that my application has been finally granted and that I was to start the process, the final phase of submission of documents. Those are bank documents to fast track the payment.